Now let's see what you do with the Big Daddy.
Whoa! What's going on?
May or may not have been stalling, so I didn't have to confront the fact that this series is ending.
Okay, we got stegosaurs, brachiosaurs, brontosaurus.
I learned nothing in this class. This has been one of my favorite retrospectives to put together due to how much this show has affected me growing up, and the lens I've been able to view it from as an adult just makes it even better.
It's a game of strategy for all ages.
You know you can't play cards at school.
Who cares what you think? You are not my father!
Now, of course, there was always finna be some hiccups down the road. Immediately after the peak that was the Ninja Storm crossover, shout out to them, we get our faces stuffed with filler. Now, it's not a lot, right? It's basically just one episode. It's like, all right, man, what's going on?
This is such an honor. Please, call me Carson.
The In Your Dreams episode is particularly stupid because they decide, oh, what if we make a monster that attacks them when they're dreams so they can't wake up? And then apparently Elsa can just tap into their minds, knowing exactly where each ranger is and how ugly their stupid color-coded rooms are.
Elsa!
What I will say about this one though, it's got a good moment. Only one. Just one. When they all realize their dreams are being corrupted and that Connor isn't waking up, they convene in the middle of the night and Ethan and Kira use their gem energy to lend power to Connor, morphing him into Triassic, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Of course, once they figured out he can go Triassic by himself in the show, that kind of soured the whole team aspect, as I complained in the last video, so seeing them tap back into that for this was super cute.
What was that about? Don't ask.
The Drawn into Danger episode has them entering the world of a comic book and admittedly has its own charm. It's got a filter layered over top and isn't always the prettiest thing to look at, but you can tell a lot of work was put in. Both this and the Dream episode seem to use a good bit of Sentai footage from what I can gather, but I mean, look, they did what they could. Now, I bet you're wondering why there's a suspicious lack of an evil White Ranger clone in my analysis, or maybe you're not, and to be honest, you're better off not remembering that he exists. So I'll go ahead and get him out of the way right now. The evil White Ranger clone is such a terrible villain, and no, I'm not sorry. The idea and concept of him is interesting, but in execution fell incredibly flat. I know why he exists, both story-wise and behind the scenes, but goodness me, bro, you suck.
The only one that's gonna get ugly for is you.
His sheer existence causes himself to weaken, leading him to conclude that either he or Trent have to be destroyed for good to free up the strain on the Morphin Grid. It makes sense, and I'm so glad we have a reason to take him out outside of just he's evil, because it at least adds the tiniest bit of sauce to his final battle, because Lord knows the lead up to it needed something.
Mommy, my Krabby Patty tastes funny.
It's all old and dried out, like that man right there.
Bro is not threatening at all. It's a shame because Trent, while evil, was a force to be reckoned with, wiping the Rangers out at every turn, even taking control of the Zords multiple times. At a point, there was genuine fear behind the Rangers at just the thought of having to confront him. The evil White Ranger doesn't even have a fraction of that. He more so poses as an annoyance than anything else. Like, man, we can't finish our plan right now because the evil White Ranger showed up. Anybody got a fly swatter, dude? And what makes it worse is that he thinks he's a threat. The dude FaceTimed Ethan at the Tropical Smoothie saying to meet him at the beach, and when they show up, he's talking about some let's take it to the Zords.
Let's take it to the Zords.
Like he run the place. And Connor's response is going Triassic immediately with I said that like, what's his name? Dr. Light?
You must recover all the energy immediately, Mega Man.
Connor's response is going Triassic immediately with Kira and Ethan, calling every single auxiliary Zord to combine and wiping him out in like 20 seconds.
Let's take it to the Zords.
First of all, Connor, you was a cheater and you know it because that was not necessary. And second, what did bro genuinely think was going to happen? The one-on-one fight with Trent was cool though, because there at least was something at stake and some symbolism behind it. Trent achieved Super Dino mode by overcoming the evil hold that the Dino Gem had on him. That powered up form meant something. There's potential waiting for you if you throw out the darkness clogging your vision. And that potential itself alone is power.
After this, there will be only one White Ranger.
I got no problem with that.
During the battle, the evil White Ranger goes Super Dino, while Trent fights using only the gem's natural energy. Of course, visually this is to differentiate which Ranger is which, being that they're both using the same powers and it'd be confusing otherwise, but beyond that, it's so much more. The evil White Ranger has always fought for power, to be the last one standing, and to prove that he's worthy of claiming the true title of White Ranger, but struggles again and again. It's a real Sonic versus Metal Sonic kind of thing. In a last-ditch effort, he assumes the highest form of power that was rightfully earned by the one he attempts to steal the identity of, a form that was never meant for him. And in the process of this, Trent is able to destroy him by simply using the best thing he had at the ready in his arsenal, himself.
Goodbye, White Ranger.
Okay, get in. Are you crazy? I'm not getting.
With the evil White Ranger out of the picture, we get to focus more on the more pressing matters of the story, that of which being Trent and his father. Anton continues to struggle and decides it's time to rid himself of Mesogog for good, something that Mesogog of course becomes privy to, affecting his mental state when interacting with his henchmen. It's actually kind of scary seeing how intent they are at the prospect of disposing of each other, knowing they both have the strength to overcome the other should they become bothered enough. Elsa even starts pressing him over it when he begins threatening to throw her out too.
My patience with you is running low, Elsa.
So is your power over Anton Mercer.
Silence!
They've been doing really good at better humanizing Mercer in this stretch as well, showing he has a photo of his son on his nightstand, funding a comic book crossover for Trent alongside his favorite big artist, even him giving up a humanitarian trophy he won to his son due to his own guilt over the evils that Mesogog has committed.
Did you earn this? I know. Look, it would mean a lot to me if you would take it.
Who cares what you think? You're my father!
Across the last few episodes, truth starts spilling out, and it's interesting watching Trent try to convey things that he knows about while pretending he had no idea. His whole journey has been nothing but guarding secrets in fear of how catastrophic the outcome would be should they all fall out.
I knew there was something I didn't like about you.
It's a shame, Tommy. We could have had something. Big Daddy.
When the Rangers find out about Principal Randall being Elsa, it turns into this big scene, one too big to ignore.
Maybe he knows something we don't. Like what? I don't know. There's gotta be a reason he's fighting her.
House of Cards as an episode basically becomes the most important episode since the White Thunder trilogy. Frustration stirs up on both ends, and I love seeing Elsa finally wearing the pants in the lair being at her wit's end.
What secret? It's nothing. She's just trying to mess with us.
Then why don't you tell them?
I mean, it didn't last that long, but you know what? It was good seeing it while we had it.
Doctor, who's the new principal gonna be?
I'm going over to the school board right now to let him know what happened.
I want to screen the next one a little better.
Yeah, I'll let him know that.
The character beats are also on point. Now, Kira and Trent's relationship massively fell off, but the show still pairs them together here and there to remind us, like, yeah, they're basically dating, but Disney doesn't want us to say that. When Trent lies about the secrets he's been holding, Kira is the first to recognize that something is off with him, the same way she pinpointed his decline during White Thunder.
I don't know, there's just something that's not quite right with him.
He's had a good knock to the head. I'd be feeling kind of spacey too. I meant more than usual.
For sure though, the most anticipated moment is found right at the end of House of Cards. When after the Rangers witness an item important to the battle they just had fall out of Mercer's pocket, you can feel the tension in the room skyrocket. Mesogog tends to come out in times of stress or questioning, and that's exactly what happens here. Made even worse by the fact that Trent was right next to him as they chase him throughout the school.
He's a doctor! Please leave me.
Mesogog and Anton's fight for power has been frightening from very early on, but gets even more so as the story nears its end.
I never betrayed you. You betrayed us, if anything.
Silence!
Mercer apologizing to Trent for the secret slipping out only seals the deal.
Trent, I'm sorry.
Let's go to hell.
The apology was not only for the secret being revealed, meaning that life, even if momentarily, will be worse for his son again, but for what Mesogog could possibly do to them and the entire world with this newfound anger having been unearthed.
Oh, look at him choke! Look at him suffer!
Once Mesogog manages to separate from Mercer entirely, the games really begin. We get a heart-to-heart with Trent and the others where he finally lays everything out on the table. It's understandable how credibility is hanging in the balance given the fact that Trent has been withholding secrets since the very beginning, even past his powers being reutilized for good. His story had a lot of twists and turns, yet at the same time, one can only assume things maybe would have turned out for the better had the truth been let out, and the Rangers worked with Mercer to find out how to separate separate him from his monstrous side together. There's good and bad at both ends, and hindsight is 20/20, but regardless, it's nice to finally see them all be able to fully put their trust in Trent with no restraints. Also, there's something that I noticed that I don't think anyone else has, and it could easily just be a whatever writing thing, but it's something that I saw as Mesogog taking from Anton's way of speech. During the finale, Mesogog strips Elsa of her evil and utters something to her that caught my ear.
I'll miss you, Elsa. Truly I will.
It's good seeing you again, Tommy. Truly it is.
That's something that really struck me, but again, that might just be because I've seen the show a million billion times and I know the scripts like front to back. So anyway, we're at the finale now. Oh, okay. Now, I was just speaking on Mesogog's frustration, and you can really see it at the forefront here.
The people of Earth will join me.
Anton now being a non-issue, he's so fed up, he finishes a massive weapon that needs the energy of all Dino Gems to power. Now, we need to talk about our characters for a moment, because we're diving headfirst into the end, and I feel like we need to talk about this and what's going on with them real quick, because to me, it's very important. The prom is happening amongst our heroes not knowing they're probably gonna die if they don't hold their own against Monster Face over here.
Hey, Kira. Hey. Who are you going to the prom with?
I don't have a date.
You don't seem too worried.
It's just a dance.
Okay. So they'll let Kira go out with Thunder Boy over here from another show and film it showing that Trent is jealous and upset.
Bring some friends, I'll get you passes.
You asking me out?
Okay, get in.
But then won't let her date the guy she was written to have a crush on since the beginning of the show. Even after this, she's written to notice Trent and care about what's happening with him when it seems that no one else does, and it's the most obvious Ranger pairing that they wrote themselves.
Who is that?
I don't know. Hello? Anyone in there?
He's really, wow.
Hey, Kira. Hey. Who are you going to the prom with?
I don't have a date.
Buddy, you wrote it. It's your story. What happened?
Why are they doing this so specifically? Kira and Trent are endgame. I don't care what the show is trying to say. I really don't. I would have loved if it were Ethan and Cassidy that got together, but again, they already had a mature understanding that they might not have been right for each other at that moment. Ethan instead finds a girl while waiting in line for a movie who's just as nerdy as he is, and I mean, I'm happy for him. Again, I wish this stuff didn't just show up in the finale and like they had progress coming along, but the show, Power Rangers only runs for so long and they only had it so much amount of time, so I get it. It just makes me upset a little bit.
I have to.
You want me to save your place?
Thanks for saving my place.
It's important to at least be on the safe.
Moving past that, because so much is happening in this finale. Devin manages to finally film the Rangers morphing and catches their identities. Zeltrax returns to kidnap Elsa and be with her while he takes the planet out before being stopped, and it's just so icky and sad. This man had a bad thing happen to him, and as a last-ditch effort tried to run off with a confused woman he once lusted for and ended up losing everything while taking all the dinosaurs down with him. Like, what a clown. Your jealousy led to actions that caused your own demise. Come on, bro, pack it up. Trent manages to get everyone to give up their Dino Gems as a trade for Mesogog releasing his father, but as part of a bigger plan, and Haley drives a Power Rangers branded 18-wheeler through a portal to his lair, dude. Disney era did a lot to make the stakes of the finale feel through the roof. The atmosphere, fighting atop the 18-wheeler, Trent rescuing his father amongst the burning lair, with Kira being the first to stick up for him and Anton's well-being.
It's not like they're gonna follow this guy and land in front of us.
See? It's also kind of cool that Kira runs in to help Dr. Rowe take out Zeltrax for good and rescue Elsa, while Connor and Ethan pilot the rest of the Zords. Kira had always been Tommy's right-hand helper whenever Haley wasn't available, so it only makes sense she tried to expedite Zeltrax getting what he deserved and Tommy out of there safe. Like, they're such a good pair, I love them.
Yeah.
You with me, Kira?
Oh yeah.
Now the final battle went kinda crazy. Mesogog achieves a new form thanks to the help of the Dino Gems while he had them. We'd never seen him actually fight outside of the Ninja Storm crossover, so this felt so fresh.
Ready! Dino Rangers!
The team running Super Dino mode from the jump, Ethan using the hovercraft cycle and firing like 3 shots. Shout out to the Ninja Storm crossover again. It's such an iconic fight for so many reasons. We really watched them all grow and change over time, getting stronger with each episode, and now it's finally coming to its most dire moment. I love when the final boss feels menacing. Mesogog always meant business. He treated his henchmen with respect when they had good plans and was ruthless when they failed, and he was ready to handle the Rangers himself. And they weren't ready to throw in the towel, especially considering they had to sacrifice the dinosaurs just minutes prior. You know, it's actually really hilarious looking back at the final fight when you realize the only things they threw out that actually did damage to Mesogog were maybe the 3 shots Ethan made on the hovercraft cycle, the full blast from the battleizer, and then them sacrificing their dino gems entirely. This dude right here might just be one of the strongest final bosses in Power Rangers history, because Dino Thunder is not weak by any means, but they barely made a scratch, if at all, even by running Super Dino mode. This right here, what you're about to see, just made me seethe.
Here's your friend Kira.
Maybe she's blowing it off. She said she didn't have a date. Hey, guys.
Kira said she didn't have a date, assumably because she wanted to surprise everyone with a performance of a mid-song at the prom, but they clearly wrote it here so that Trent interjects to make you think she blew him off, pause, to do this instead. Like, why can't y'all just say they're together? Y'all obviously wrote an entire trilogy that was saying that they liked each other, and she had a crush on him, and now, like, the only time she expressed wanting to go on a date with anyone was a dude that was a ranger in a series that came before this one. Like, what is their problem? Oh, Connor gets with Krista, and that's great. That's actually really, really great. I loved her coming back and them doing that. And then Ethan got with what's her name? She doesn't even have a name, I don't think. No, maybe she does. Who cares? They're both nerds, and he got with her. That's awesome. We can move on now. Power Rangers Dino Thunder. There has never been a show that has stuck with me in a way that this has. From being 5 years old in 2004 to now, Dino Thunder has held up in such an amazing way. Every character has depth to them and a reason for everything that they do. I loved watching them evolve, stand up for each other, and thrive. White Thunder still remains one of, if not the best trilogy in the franchise, and the story of the White Ranger and how the Rangers reconciled with him is incredible. Tommy is still a legend, and the writing, while wonky at times of course, is something to be studied. The team had to pull some strings to make things work, but they put it together in an amazing way alongside the stunt team and everyone else involved. I again cannot express how much the show means to me, how much it's a part of me, and from now and into the future, it will always be my favorite TV show of all time. It doesn't matter what comes along, this will always take precedent. Victory is ours forevermore. Before stepping into this, can I like be real with you guys real quick? Hey, hello guys, it's HEDGE. Hi. I have a throat problem, right? And it's like tearing my throat apart. I recorded this last night at the time of this recording, and I initially, look how long this video is. I recorded this entire thing initially speaking into the back of my microphone, and I was wondering why my waveforms weren't showing up. I was like, man, I'm being real quiet today. We're doing it again. Okay, if you hear a washing machine going in the background, just ignore it for like this few seconds. Thank you to Amanda, Austin, Autistic Disney, Chaco, Daniel, Emilia, Ian, Jake, Luke, Manny, Matt, Meerkat, Prima Donna, and everyone that's been supporting my Patreon. Thank you all again for 20,000 subscribers. You all make this happen. I appreciate you all so much. And again, thank you for sticking around with me for so long. And of course, as always, I'll see you guys again on the next stop. See you.